Hi friends, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to create a look using some favorite makeup products, and I'm also going to use a few new makeup products. I'm going to review the new Gucci mascara that I think a lot of you are interested in, and I'm going to share with you my thoughts in comparison to the old Gucci mascara that everyone loves. I'm also going to be using Coral Couture, which is part of the new Dior Neutral eyeshadow collection. I'm quite excited for that, but I'm most excited to talk about the brand that I truly love. And it is going to be an end of an era for this brand. I think that all of you know about Rephr, and all of you have seen me using the Rephr brushes in all of my videos, and sometimes I just fail to mention them because I feel like you already know the makeup brushes that I'm using. However, there are some of you who are new to my channel and you probably don't know about this brand. I really enjoy their brushes. And even though I have a huge brush collection with a lot of luxury brushes, I would say that in the past years I have been very faithful to Rephr brushes. And Rephr brushes are now going to have their very last site-wide sale, and that's the reason why I wanted to do this video. I wanted to do my makeup, create this look for you, but also I wanted to come here and recommend to you my favorite Rephr brushes because I want you to be able to take advantage of the sale. This video is not sponsored. I've never been sponsored by Rephr. I just genuinely love their brushes, and some of the brushes I purchased for myself, and some of them were very kindly sent to me from Rephr, for which I'm very grateful because makeup tools are very important. Over the past years, we've had a lot of occasions when Rephr would actually do a huge sale on their whole website on all of their makeup brushes and all of their tools, and in exchange they would want feedback, and this feedback would help them to work on their existing brushes to make them better, to improve the quality of the brushes. And this is one of the reasons why I truly respect Rephr as a brand, because they want the opinion of the actual customers, and they have collected incredible amount of opinions over the past years. They have been working in the same way and operating in the same way. So basically you get 25% or 50% off on all of their brushes, and what they ask in exchange is just writing a review, your honest review, what you like about the brush that you purchased and what you don't like about the brush. And that's how they were able to customize their brushes, to improve the quality of their brushes based on our community, based on the needs of our beauty community. And that's how they were also getting ideas to create new brushes for their collection. They were getting their ideas, and they were getting honest feedback from us, from the customers. And this is one of the reasons why this brand truly resonates with me, because they have always been fair to our beauty community, faithful to our beauty community, and actually working for our beauty community and to create the tools for us so that we can enjoy our makeup products. And I am going to use some of my favorite brushes in this video to create this look. However, unfortunately, in one single video, I cannot use all of my favorite Rephr brushes, and that's why I'm going to have a list of my favorite Rephr brushes in the description box. All of these brushes are going to go on sale one last time, so make sure to grab whatever you want from the website, because this is over. This is, as I mentioned, end of an era, and we're not going to have such a sale anymore. Of course, Rephr are going to keep creating brushes. They're going to remove some of the brushes based on our reviews, based on the reviews that we gave them. They are going to rework some brushes. They are going to focus on creating new makeup brushes, but this is just the last time that the whole website is going to be on sale. So let me go ahead and actually, before I start creating my makeup look, I just wanted to highlight some of my absolute favorite brushes. And from my favorite brushes, I actually usually have a few of them because I wash them quite often. As for the quality of Rephr brushes, I truly enjoy the quality, and I'm a person who is not gentle to my makeup tools because I have very sensitive skin. I've used Rephr brushes for probably around 5 years now, and even my oldest Rephr brushes still survive. They are still in very good condition, and I wash them so often. So let's move on to some of my absolute must-haves. Probably my number one brush from Rephr, and I have 3 of those, is number 18, and this is the brush that I would always use for target powder application. It is a multitasker, so you can use it for target powder application, for highlighter, because I don't like the feather brush that people like to use for highlighter. I like this type of brush. It's my favorite for highlighter because it diffuses the highlighter. And even if the highlighter is not a perfect match for my skin tone, this brush makes it look good because it just helps to diffuse the highlighter, and it becomes one with my blush. But you can use it even for, if you want target, as I mentioned, target, powder application, blush application. You can use it for contour. This is my number one brush. And I really hope that they're not going to discontinue this brush. Now, some of the Rephr brushes are probably going to be discontinued, so now is the perfect time to get them. This one is my number one, definitely get it. Then the next favorite is going to be number 19. Again, this is a multitasker for face. So number 19 is a little bit bigger than number 18, and I generally prefer number 19 more for bronzer, for contouring my face, or for blush application, also for powder application. But number 18, irreplaceable for this diffused highlighter application. You have to try it for sure. Then next, one of my absolute must-haves and irreplaceable brushes. So we have number 5, and this is the perfect powder blush brush. I cannot live without this brush. It just fits my cheeks perfectly, and it's perfect for blush application, to really diffuse the color and give you this really nice look. Which brings me to my favorite brush for liquid blushes. I'm going to use this brush in the video in a few minutes when I start creating this look. This is number 24, and this one is irreplaceable for any kind of liquid blushes, because liquid blushes usually don't look good unless you have the perfect tools, and this brush is perfect. As you can see, the hairs are shorter, it is a little bit denser. Here, this one is much softer, so it's perfect for powder application, but this one is irreplaceable for liquid blushes or cream blushes. It's just so perfect here to get the cheek. And you're going to see me using this one with the Water Fresh blush, which is one of my irreplaceable makeup products, which a lot of people do not like just because they're not using the right tool. You're going to see in a minute. Tools and the right makeup tools, as I mentioned, they can make all the difference of whether a makeup product is going to look good on you or not. Then I have two other favorite brushes that you don't often see because I use them when I'm in a hurry usually. And these are my perfect bronzer brushes. So one is number 22. It has a little bit shorter bristles. It's quite dense and it's perfect for this diffused bronzer application, just to give you this very healthy glow kind of look, very natural diffused bronzer look. And the other one is number 25. This one has a little bit longer bristles and is perfect if you want to apply the bronzer, let's say all over the face, also on the neck, or on the body if you want to apply some powder, let's say to conceal some imperfections on your décolleté or just on the neck. It's perfect, and it's softer compared to number 22. The next two brushes that you often see in my videos this is number 4, and I use this one either for a blush or for a bronzer, but mostly I prefer to use this one for a bronzer if I want to actually lift my face. If you want to see my technique about blush and bronzer application and how to lift the face, it is in this video, and I'm going to make sure to link it in the description box as well. It's an older video of mine, but there I show you my techniques on how you can lift the face. And then the other brush that you often see is number 37, and I failed to mention this one. I believe it, I failed to mention this one at all in my videos, but I use it quite often. I like to use this one for youthful blush application because it is a round brush. And I just like to apply my blush here in a circular motion, mostly when I want to lift my face and when I want to give my face a little bit more of a round, youthful appearance. And I think that these are my most used. I have other favorites as well, but these are like my must-have and most used brushes for face. And then I wanted to show you like my number one eyeshadow brush. You see this one in every video. Probably I use this one in like 90% of my makeup videos. And this is a multitasker. This is the One and Done eyeshadow brush, number 33. I really hope Rephr are not going to discontinue this one. This is a brush that not many makeup lovers are going to use, but it's irreplaceable because this one is perfect for one and done eyeshadow looks. It's very easy with this brush to apply the color all over the eyelid and also to get the crease perfectly, because this brush just gets into the crease perfectly and diffuses the color. You can also get into the inner corner of the eye. It's just my irreplaceable brush. And next, I wanted to mention one of the Rephr curlers. So my perfect Rephr curler is number 18R. This is the one that fits perfectly my eye shape. And since they created this eyelash curler, I haven't used another one. It's been years since I have been using it. And I clean it every day. I clean it after each use. I just get a little cotton with some micellar water and I clean it here, because when you use an eyelash curler, it's always going to get dirty because of the eyeshadows that you are wearing, maybe eyeliner, etc. So I always make sure to clean it. It's still good after so many years of use. I'm not even sure for how many years I've had this one, but I have it since they created it basically, and it's still good. Then a next favorite, an irreplaceable eyeshadow brush. This one is number 3. And for my eyes, this is perfect to smudge eyeliners. I always use it to smudge an eyeliner or to apply a little bit of eyeshadow on my lower lash line, or if I want to emphasize my crease color a little bit. But this one is going to be irreplaceable for those of you who have smaller eyes. Because it is going to be perfect for you to use it in the crease, or for people who have hooded eyes. Again, this is going to be really nice to get into the crease and to emphasize the crease. So it's a very nice, precise brush. Another one that I really love is number 2, and this is just your typical flat brush that you can use to apply color all over the eyelid, and it works equally well for powder or cream eyeshadows because of the dense bristles that it has. And then we have 2 other brushes. They are a little bit more sharp on the top, a little bit more tapered, and these are really nice for people who have hooded eyes. You just have to keep the brush horizontally, and also for people who want to get a little bit more precise here. And if you have smaller space, this one is going to be irreplaceable because of this tapered brush shape. And this is 0104 from their Sodo line. And I also wanted to mention their beauty sponges, which I love. And again, you see them in every single video. I use them in every single video, whether it's going to be for powder application or just to even out the foundation on my skin. Of course, have a look at the whole website, because the whole website is going to be on sale. All of their tools, all of their brushes, everything is going to be on sale for one last time. So make sure to take advantage of this occasion. I really didn't want you to miss this opportunity, because this is not going to happen again, ever. And to Rephr, I can't wait to see what you're going to create. I hope that someone from Rephr is actually going to watch this video. So I think that I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of beauty lovers and a lot of faithful Rephr customers. We can't wait to see what you're going to create, and we're very excited for the next chapter of Rephr. So now we're moving on to the makeup part of this video. I've already done my skincare, and I'm going to go ahead and do my base. I'm going to be using my favorite product. This is the Water Fresh tint, and I usually like to mix 2 colors, light and medium light. And I like to use this product when I want to create this no makeup look. And I'm using this big brush because it helps me to apply the foundation much faster than the little brush that it's included here. This one works really nice to blend this foundation, but with the bigger brush, it's just very quick, especially in the mornings if you're in a hurry. This is very useful because it helps to spread the foundation in no time. As you can see, it just gets my whole face very quickly. And I'm also going to apply the foundation under my eyes. Okay friends, I'm just brushing my brows. This is with 1 layer of the Water Fresh tint. Now if I want a little bit more coverage, I can definitely apply a second layer, but I have to wait first for like 2-3 minutes so that it can dry, and then I can go in with a second layer. I always like to use a damp sponge. Again, this one is from Rephr. I really love their sponges. And I'm just going to quickly touch my face to remove any kind of streaks that might have been left, just to make sure that everything is nice and flawless. And here, the foundation right now is really undetectable on the skin, and even if you sit very, very close to me, I'm not sure how the camera is going to show this, but in real life, even anyone who is sitting really close to me, they cannot tell that I'm wearing foundation. My skin just looks like it's moisturized. Now for today's look, I don't need any more help under the eyes. I feel like it just looks natural and it looks quite nice. But if I wanted to, I would use either the Westman Atelier concealer, which is my favorite for times when I really have dark circles and I really want to cover some sleepless nights. Other than that, I'm not going to use concealer. I'm just going to apply the Water Fresh tint under my eyes like I did now, and it's enough. My hands look a little bit greasy. I'm going to use a little bit of the Guerlain Illuminating Pen, and I want to apply just a little bit right here on my eyelids, and I'm going to spread this all over my eyelids. This is going to serve as a base for my eyeshadows, just to even out the skin tone on my eyelids. You can use a dedicated eye primer if you prefer, or let's say if you have more discoloration or if you have oily eyelids. It's all going to depend on you. I always use concealer or a little bit of foundation instead of an eye primer because it works well for me. I don't have greasy eyelids and the eyeshadows hold really nicely on my eyelids, so I don't find the need to use a dedicated primer, but if you need to, definitely go ahead and use some. Next, I'm going to fill in my brows. I'm using my Floris's brow pencil. You already know about this one, and I use it in every single video in the past years. I feel like this is the best brow pencil that I have ever had because it's a powder brow pencil. Next, we're moving on to powder. I'm going to be using my Guerlain loose powder, and this one actually replaced the old Givenchy Prisme Libre powder, which was reformulated. I don't like the new one, but this one is a really good replacement. It is, I would say it's very similar to the old Givenchy powder. It just gives me this very flawless, poreless complexion, and I'm going to apply this. It's quite hot outside, so that's why I'm using powder. Other than that, I really like sometimes to just leave the Water Fresh tint without any powder because it looks like very healthy, moisturized skin. But today, I know that my day is going to be quite long, so I need to use, and I prefer to use some powder. We're moving on to blush, and I'm going to be using one of my favorite blushes. I have 3 colors from these, and this is the Water Fresh blush from Chanel. Now, a lot of people have mixed feelings about this blush, and a lot of people do not like it, and that's mostly because they don't have the right tools. So I would say this brush is irreplaceable for any kind of liquid blushes, or cream blushes. This brush from Rephr, this brush is irreplaceable, and this is number 24. I'm going to make sure to list all of the brushes that I'm using in this video in the description box so that you can take advantage of the sale now and stock. So I have a few of those brushes because I like to wash my brushes quite often. They are really durable, I have to say, because I'm really not gentle to my brushes because I have sensitive skin. I wash them quite often, but this brush, it makes all the difference. This blush from Chanel is absolutely stunning, but if you're not using the right tools, you're not going to see the effect actually, because you have to use a brush that is the correct size, and you have to be able to break the bubbles, the pigment here. So I'm going to be using light peach now because we are creating like a really nice peachy color. I am making sure this time to really rub the color on the back of my hand, and you can apply this blush if you want, even on top of powder. It is going to look gorgeous. And usually I don't use highlighter when I use this blush because it gives me just a lit from within glow. It doesn't have shimmery particles. It's absolutely matte, but it has the same texture as the Water Fresh tint from Chanel, so it just gives a little bit of color to the face. You can see that in a few seconds I can get the color onto my skin. And in real life, it looks absolutely phenomenal and beautiful. So I would definitely recommend, especially for those of you who like cream blushes, liquid blushes, especially liquid blushes, this brush is going to be irreplaceable. Just makes everything right. So I'm going to apply a little bit on my nose from what's left to give myself slightly this kind of a sun-kissed look. For now, I'm not going to apply more. I may go back. It always give me the most natural looking skin. It always tricks people that I'm not wearing foundation at all. But I just look younger than I actually am, because it tricks people that you're not wearing makeup. And this is something that I value a lot. I don't know what's happening with this hair here, but anyways. Okay, friends, and this is how everything looks for now. Now for the Water Fresh blush, you definitely need the right brush. Otherwise, it's not going to look good. If you try to apply it with your fingertips, it just doesn't work. Or if you are using the incorrect brush, again, you're not going to like it. So the magic happens when you use the right tools. For me, I only use this brush with the Water Fresh blush. This is the only brush that I use. And this is the only brush that I use also for any kind of liquid blushes. And we're moving on to eyes. For eyes, I'm going to be using one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes at the moment, and this is Coral Couture by Dior. This is from their Neutral eyeshadow collection. I have swatches of all 4 palettes, and I think that this one is absolutely beautiful. If you like more elegant makeup looks, this year coral colors are very trending. Also, Chanel's Le Beige makeup collection was centered around this kind of orangey colors, warm colors. Dior's makeup collection featured also a beautiful, almost like a warm-toned, peachy, slightly coral palette, but I like this one better than the Dior Summer eyeshadow palette, because I think that these colors are more elegant and more wearable compared to the Summer eyeshadow palette. The Summer eyeshadow palette has the most beautiful embossing. However, on the eyes, I prefer this one. It is a lot more elegant compared to the Summer eyeshadow palette. So I am going to be using this color mostly all over my eyelids, and a brush that you always see in my videos. This is my most used eyeshadow brush, and this is number 33 from Rephr. Start with this color here. Take it on the back of my hand, and I want to apply this all over my eyelid. And you can see that just one swipe of the brush gets my whole eyelid and up to the crease, and diffuses the color very beautifully, and that's why this is my most used eyeshadow brush. So let's do this eye actually, and then don't want to waste too much of your time. Okay, friends, so this is how it looks on my eyes. And then with the same brush, I'm going to get this matte color here, take it on the back of my hand, and I'm slightly going to apply this color into my crease. I'm going to be using a clean 01 for blending. Next, I'm taking the shimmery shade here, and I'm going to place this to add a little bit of light. I am placing this in the inner corner of my eye and up to the middle, because I want to add a little bit of light, and in the sunshine this color is going to catch the light beautifully. It has the teeniest amount of shimmer that is not visible unless you are hit by the sunlight, which is something that I appreciate, because I can enjoy this eyeshadow palette for office looks, and then when I go outside it just looks so lovely and beautiful. Same color on a 02 brush, and I'm just making sure that I'm getting the inner corners of my eyes and dragging the color. I'm getting a second clean 02 brush. You can see that I have, from most of the brushes actually, I have 2. And I'm taking the cream color, because I want to add this one on the lower inner corner just to add a bit of light. Now I'm taking one of the new Prada eyeliners in Wood. This one is a matte eyeliner. I'm only going to apply this one on the upper lash line. I'm using a 03 brush to smudge the eyeliner, because I don't want to have a graphic, precise line. I believe that very graphic lines and precise lines are more suitable for people in their 20s. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes, and again, the eyelash curler that you see me using in every single video again is from Rephr, and this is the 18R. They have 2 sizes and 2 shapes of eyelash curlers, but for my eye shape, 18R is perfect. So something for the eyelash curler, make sure to clean your eyelash curler after each time you curl your lashes, because apparently you are going to have eyeliner, you're going to have eyeshadow. So what I use is a little bit of cotton and micellar water, and I'm going to clean after each use my eyelash curler. Now I'm going to be using the new Gucci mascara, and unfortunately, I have finished the old Gucci mascara that I had, so I cannot really compare them fairly on each eye. But this is what the brush looks like. I wouldn't say that I like this one better than the old one. I am going to show you. It actually gets a lot more product than the old one, so I'm still undecided, to be honest, and my lashes are quite long, so I'm always going to get some on my eyelids, but that's fine. I'm going to just clean that after that. So I just want to show you, it is definitely more intense than the old one. I'm not sure if I like this one better than the old one. With the straight wand, this is supposed to be better for people like me who have straight lashes. However, it does give a lot of product on the brush, so I'm not sure how I feel about it. Okay, let's put it that way. It's actually harder to control this mascara. And I actually find that it is supposed to keep your lashes curled, but it doesn't do so. I find that I need a little bit more expertise, and always when I use this mascara, when I try to use this mascara on video, because I'm in a little bit more uncomfortable position when I film, the result is not great. Okay friends, so I just wanted to show you what the wand looks like. I wanted to give you a close-up so that you can see what the problem is. The problem is that actually there is so much product on the wand. You can see that it's a curled wand. However, there is so much product here that it's a little bit hard to control this. And I think that I prefer the old Gucci mascara a little bit better, because you wouldn't think when you're using the old Gucci mascara, you've just applied and it separates the lashes. It looks really beautiful. So what I do here is I completely forgot that I have to clean the brush a little bit before using it, because it just gets so much product on the wand. I keep saying the brush, but it's actually a wand of a mascara. So don't get me wrong, it's not a bad mascara, but I prefer the old one. Okay, so I'm just going to try and do my best to show you the best of this mascara on this eye, because I messed up with this one, apparently. Okay friends, and here is the second eye, and I think that we're all going to agree that this eye looks as if I've used a different mascara. This eye looks so much better than this one, and this is what I was trying to tell you actually about this mascara, that you have to pay attention, you have to be careful. If you're not careful, your eyelashes might end up looking like this, versus if you pay attention, they might end up looking like this, which is great. I'm happy with the results of this eye, but I'm very unhappy on this eye, and I can see myself in the viewfinder and in my mirror actually, and when I look at myself in the mirror right now, I look like I'm wearing two different mascaras. So this eye looks smaller with straight lashes, and this eye looks with curled lashes. It's a lot more open, it looks bigger, and this is what I wanted to tell you about this mascara. So it's a good mascara, but apparently there is a little bit of a learning curve with this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to repurchase this mascara in particular. I think that I prefer the old one because it was just beautiful whatever I do, even when I'm in a hurry. So I just need to clean this because I have a stain from my lashes, and this is only with one coat. Of course I can emphasize, I'm going to apply actually a second coat. Let's wait for the mascara to dry. But what this mascara was supposed to do It was supposed to hold the curl really, and it does not really hold the curl. It doesn't make my lashes more curly than the old one. So I don't think it's better than the old one. I am going to go ahead and curl this eye once again, just because here my lashes are so straight. And let's try to fix that. But that's like one thing that I dislike about the new Gucci mascara. Again, it's not bad. It's a good mascara, but again, it's not a bad mascara. It's a good mascara. But if you are in a hurry and you have to do your makeup quickly and go out for work, this can be frustrating. And I don't like my makeup to be frustrating when I am about to go out, have a business meeting and do something, actually. Second coat, let's try. It can get worse, but we're gonna try. This time I'm only going to touch the ends of the lashes. Okay friends, and this is with the second coat of mascara, and I'm not going to lie, I really love the effect when I apply a second coat of mascara. My lashes are quite dramatic, just the way I want them to be. At the same time, they are separated, they are quite impressive, and this is something that I really love. But also at the same time, I'm just sitting here having my, I don't know, probably third or fourth cup of espresso and chatting with you. And this is something that really relaxes me, makes me feel good, because I know that I'm among friends and we're having fun here testing new makeup. But if I were to go to work in the morning trying to get my lashes to look good, I was going to be frustrated with all this product on the mascara, and I was going to be in a rush, and I was not going to have the patience to really curl my lashes a second time. I was going to get really frustrated and angry if I were to go to work. So let's put it that way. If you have enough time and patience when doing your makeup and you want this really dramatic eyelash look, I would say that it's a very good mascara. But if you're in a hurry and you really wanted to do your makeup very quickly, get your lashes to look good in like a minute and just go to work and continue with the day, I would say that the old Gucci mascara is going to be better for this kind of situations. This is not like my completely honest opinion about this mascara. And I haven't forgotten that I promised to do a video with a roundup of all of the new mascaras, but I just have to try also one last mascara, and this is the Giorgio Armani mascara, because I got a lot of positive feedback from a friend of mine who loves mascaras. She loves trying mascaras, and she recommended this one to me. So I want to try it before I do my whole video, because I want to show you how each mascara looks on my lashes. So make sure to subscribe, turn the notification bell on. A lot of you have been complaining that you're not receiving notifications about my videos, so make sure to turn the notification bell on for all notifications. That's how you are supposed to receive a notification, hopefully, for my videos, and also share with a friend. Let's grow our community. I would love to welcome you here. And if you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And I have to probably shut up and continue with my makeup. So if you already purchased this eyeshadow palette, in one of my fast reviews, I actually mentioned to you that this eyeshadow palette and also Rose Organza, they have in the middle, this one has a beautiful peachy shade that can be used as a blush. So I want to show you now how I can use this one as a blush. And this one is like, probably my number one Rephr brush is going to be number 18. I hope that they're not going to discontinue this one. It's a real multitasker because it can even fit into this eyeshadow. So I want to use this color now, a little bit on the back of my hand, and I'm going to emphasize my blush lightly. Normally I wouldn't do that, but I just wanted to show you how you can use this color on your cheeks as well, not only on the eyes. And also Rose Organza has a beautiful pink in the middle that you can use just like this one. And I would say that the pink one even looks better. It's my favorite because it's such a pretty pink shade. Okay, so this is how it looks. We have to choose a lipstick for me, and then we're going to move on to my favorite product from the summer makeup collection of Dior. This is the bronzer, and I want to show you how to use the bronzer if you have fair skin tone like me. For my lips, I think I'm going to be using one of my favorite Chanel lipsticks, and this is Rouge Coco Bloom in Zenith. So let me go ahead and show you. I don't know, I've gone through a couple of these, 2 or 3 of these. I just wanted to show you a swatch. So this is like a coral color, but with a little bit of pink, and it makes it very fresh for the summer months. Before that, I want to show you another color that is again a favorite, but this is from the Rouge Coco Flash. So the main difference between Rouge Coco Flash and Rouge Coco Blooms is that Rouge Coco Bloom is more intense. I am going to do a video dedicated on Chanel where I'm going to explain to you and guide you through Chanel makeup, because over the years I've tried everything. So Rouge Coco Bloom has intense color. These are the lipsticks that have a high shine finish and intense color, whereas Rouge Coco Flash, they are slightly more watery. They feel slightly more watery on the lips, and they are more sheer. So this is a favorite color. Again, a color that I have repurchased a few times, and I use it instead of a lip gloss because it's just so beautiful. And this is 118 Freeze, and this is the most beautiful pink shade. So I'm going to apply it here. And I think that here you can see best the difference between Rouge Coco Flash formula versus Rouge Coco Bloom. So you can see that with one swipe I got full coverage here, and here I had to swipe a few times to get the color. So this one, Rouge Coco Flash, are a lot more sheer, but you can use them instead of a lip balm. So I'm going to apply Freeze. So I just wanted to show you how it looks on my lips, and it always makes me look a lot more youthful, but today's look is a little bit more orangey, and that's why I think that I'm going to use Zenith. Let's try actually, and then you can vote in the comments which one you prefer. So I'm going to remove Freeze. And this one is Zenith. I love these 2 colors because I can use them without any makeup, and they just make my complexion look a lot more youthful. At the same time, they moisturize my lips and they almost serve as lip balms, but they have this beautifying effect. So I wanted to show you 2 of my favorite brushes for bronzer, for all over the face, like a healthy glow look. And these are again 2 from Rephr. So number 22 from Rephr, and I'm going to get my favorite product, and this is the Dior bronzer. And a lot of you actually purchased this bronzer based on my recommendation, and you loved it so much. So I'm just going to lightly take the bronzer. You can see that I get the color right away, and I'm just going to take it on the back of my hand because this bronzer is quite intense for my skin tone, and I really want to go ahead and diffuse it and give myself a healthy looking skin without looking too bronzy. Just like so. This brush helps to diffuse the color very beautifully. And what I love about this brush is that it just takes me seconds to apply the bronzer. Next, I like to take my favorite blush brush, and this one is a favorite for powder blushes. This one is 05, not to be confused with this one, which is 24. 24 is my perfect brush for liquid blushes, for cream blushes, whereas 05 is my perfect brush for powder blushes. What I wanted to do here is get a little bit of this targeted color, and this is just for demonstrating purposes. I know that I used a lot of blushes this time in this video, but I just wanted to show you how I like to use the brushes. So I'm going to dip the brush here where we have the pink color as well. This bronzer is really pigmented. You can see that I barely touch it, so always make sure with this bronzer to tap it on the back of your hand. I'm just going to emphasize the color lightly onto my cheeks. And yes, I did apply a lot of blushes in this video, but I wanted to demonstrate some of the brushes because I really want you to be able to take advantage of this final and last sale event of Rephr. I know that they're going to keep creating amazing brushes, amazing quality brushes for us, but this is the last sale event that they're going to have, like side wide, of all of their brushes. And I just wanted you to have the opportunity to actually see some of my favorite brushes in action, because you've already seen them in some of my videos, in so many of my videos. You see me using these brushes in all of my videos, but most of the time I just don't mention them. I somehow take it for granted that you know. And this is going to be the finished look. I hope that everyone is going to be able to enjoy the sale of Rephr. Make sure to check out the description box. I'm going to make sure to list all of my must-have brushes from Rephr. Take advantage of that. Don't wait. This is going to be the last sale that we have side-wide. And this is like an end of an era for Rephr. I can't wait to see what they are going to create. This is one of my favorite brands for brushes, and definitely a brand that has a lot of values, and that's why I keep recommending their brushes, and I'm very faithful to their brushes as well. They have fair prices and they have incredible quality, so I can't wait to see what they're going to create next. And before I go, there's one more product that I wanted to share with you. It's actually a fragrance, and this is the last fragrance release from Nina Ricci. I mentioned this to you in a post, and I promise that I'm going to share with you my review as soon as my bottle arrives. This is the 30 ml bottle of Nina Ricci Rouge Crush. This is Nina Rouge Crush, and this is a cherry fragrance. So I have to say that initially when I spray this fragrance, now first of all, let's start with the bottle. This is the cutest bottle that I have. It's just so beautiful. This gorgeous apple. The bottle just made me happy. As soon as I opened the box and I unboxed the fragrance, the bottle just made me smile. And it makes me smile every single day when I have it on my dressing table. So I would even buy the fragrance for the bottle. But the juice inside actually is really nice. It is a cherry fragrance. When I first spray it on my skin, it is like a typical French fragrance, because I spray it on my skin and it's incredibly intense and I cannot tell what are the notes. Just the first 30-40 minutes after spraying the fragrance, it's quite intense. The projection is really good. The longevity is approximately around 6-7 hours on my skin, which is impressive. But I can really feel the actual scent approximately 30-40 minutes, even I would say an hour after I apply the fragrance on my skin. That's when I really love the fragrance. So it's not like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, but I think that maybe if you like Tom Ford Lost Cherry, this is just a lot more floral. So it has gardenia, cherry, white flowers, and also vanilla in the base, but the vanilla is definitely not overpowering. I think that is just there to balance the fragrance. But I really enjoy this scent because it's a very interesting combination. It's a very interesting composition of cherry and flowers, which is something that I enjoy. It's just a happy fragrance. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, happy fragrance. And I love the dry down of the fragrance. I'm going to be completely honest with you. When I first sprayed it on my skin, I said, well, it's way too sharp and intense, but you actually have to wait for 30-40 minutes for the fragrance to develop. On the positive side, the projection is really nice, and I get a lot of compliments from this fragrance, but I just have to wait for 30-40 minutes. So let's say I spray it like 30 minutes before I actually go out, because it is quite intense. But then the dry down is just pretty beautiful, feminine, floral cherry, and I'm in love. I really like it. So that was all for today's video. Thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, bye.